Hey gang, Scott here. In this video, we're doing some more light and shadow shaping. Continuing with a photo I shared a couple of weeks ago. I was doing some distraction removal on at Machu Picchu, and I wanted to show you the handful of masks that I did to really kind of finish off the shaping of the photo to really make the architecture come forward and other parts of the scene retreat. So let's have a look at the handful of masks that I add, and one in particular I want to explain because I found it to be an interesting result just based on how the AI landscape masking in Lightroom was giving me certain things. We can combine it in some pretty interesting ways to get the effect that we wanted. So here I've done all of my basics work, but what I want to point out is kind of what was interesting about how the landscape AI segmented this photo. And just so you can see what happens here, when I do create a new mask and I say select landscape, when it analyzes the photo, it really just finds mountains and vegetation, and that's it. It doesn't find the architecture, but this is close enough because what isn't mountain and what isn't vegetation is architecture, and we can leverage that. That's enough to really take advantage of the landscape part of masking here in Lightroom to get what I was after for doing the work here. So let me cancel that out, and then we can see what's going on with each of these masks here. The first was vegetation. So you'll see in the foreground, things just get a little bit dimmer, right? Before and after. And what was interesting, if I highlight here, vegetation picked up everything, including the mountain. And so this was like add vegetation, subtract the mountain, a little bit of brush work to clean up that edge, and we got this mask. So I had just the vegetation in the foreground, and then I could do the work on it to make the grass just a little bit deeper, recede a little bit from view. Then it was the mountains. That was a straightforward one. Select the mountains, darken them, right? You can see a very healthy amount on the exposure, a little bit of dehaze to take some of that middle gray that was out there. There was a little bit of fog in the air that day, but really push those mountains back. Those two things alone are already making the architecture the center of the photo. That's like the subject we want to see. That's what I want you to look at. That's what's really interesting about this place. Speaking of the architecture, let's just do the pop here, before and after. Before and after. Lots of detail coming up, right? Especially right around in this area here. Before and after. This was, again, an interesting mask. So I started with vegetation, but I chose vegetation and said invert it. Recall that vegetation in and of itself selected everything except the architecture. It picked the mountains, it picked a bunch of stuff. I said, all right, subtract the mountains. You see that little subtract next to the mask. And then give me a radial gradient. And the radial gradient is an intersect. So there's a lot going on here. So that I have, give me vegetation, the opposite of vegetation, minus the mountains, do a gradient. So I'm intersecting all of that. So I end up with this mask. Now it's a little difficult to see without the pins. So let me get the pins on here, and let me turn on the overlay to keep it there. So let's get our show pins always right now. And here is that radial, and that radial is fading out, right? So that from, let's turn that off again. I can't get to have that show at the same time. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, well, let's do this then. Let me move off the screen, go back to auto on the pins. We'll do the H key so they disappear. And let's get that architecture back up here. But maybe if you notice, the center of the photo has the reddest part. And as it fades away to the lower right corner, for example, that red almost just fades away. And maybe if I do just a white on black, there you go. A little better way of seeing it, where there's most intensity in the center of the photo, at the center of that radial, and then it drifts outward. It fades away. I'll switch that back to my color overlay. But what that does, what am I doing with this particular mask? I turn it off, and gosh, I'm killing myself with the overlay here. Turn it off, turn it on. I'm adding a bunch of texture, adding a bunch of clarity. We've got a little like softening, luminosity shift, a darkening, I should say, not softening, darkening of like this kind of like off grayish green tone. It's kind of like some of the mosses that are in those rocks in there. And then some tone, more contrast, a tiny bit of an exposure bump for like an inner light kind of thing. And just bringing that architecture up. All that adds up to a pretty subtle yet effective photo effect. Because then when we do things like the standard vignette and then darkening the lower right corner, really making the architecture come forward. But what I found interesting, in addition to the normal, shape the light, shadow, improve the story of the photo, was that the way that landscape didn't detect certain things, in this case architecture, it didn't really slow down the work. It wasn't painstaking to figure out a way to combine those things that it could find, and be either inversion or subtraction, being able to then what you're left with is the thing that you were after. So I hope you found the video useful. If you do have questions, go ahead and drop them below. And until next time, my name is Scott Davenport. Have fun.